And so I want to tell you something right off the bat. I was making my whatever trip it was to this bathhouse a few minutes ago, and I heard a hawk screech. And I thought, well, that was close. And I just kept coming. And then it did it again. And I thought, well, what's going on? So I walked out to where I could see where it was. And there it was in a great big tree north of the bathhouse, very close. And I said, well, hello. And it flew off right to left in front of me. So definite message going on there.
Any thoughts on what it is?
Well, talks about Kundalini rising, being aware, visionary power, just a lot of stuff it looks like. So
yeah,
I thought that was very interesting. I've not had that occur out here before. So
pay attention today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's going on in your world?
I got to see some family, my brother and his wife yesterday, and I hadn't seen them in over a year. So that was very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, we shared a meal together, and I enjoy them tremendously. So it was very good. Very good to see.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep. That's all I know.
That's all you know? Well, I think, what deck are we using today?
I feel the Oracle of the Seven Energies.
I had a feeling that was going to be the one you chose. And if I'd gotten my act together a little bit better this morning, I was thinking about pulling one just to see how we came up. But
yeah, I had a nice leisurely morning, so.
Good. Well, we had fog.
Oh.
We got just the tiniest bit of rain yesterday, not nearly what we need, but a little bit. And so there was fog this morning, and I put my yoga mat down here in the bathhouse and do my exercises in the morning. And there's a little bit of a skylight above me. And I got over here and the sky was blue, and then I could see the fog moving through. It was like someone blowing smoke off their cigarette or something,
Yeah.
So, and it came and went, I bet you, for an hour and a half this morning. It's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I have a question that just popped in my head is, what do we need to know in order to stay in alignment with our highest good?
Very good. Very good.
With our highest self. What do we need to know to stay in alignment with our highest self for our highest good? Number 30? Oh, number 39. Wish upon
so it's still a 3. And what does it say? Wish upon a star?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Very, very cool. And I believe that's the 6th energy center. Again, this deck is divided into 7 energy centers that take from all different faith beliefs, philosophies, religions. It's not just chakras, but it's a accumulation of different concepts around the sacredness of 7. And I always struggle a little bit with this one, finding stuff. So energy 6 is light, intuition, vision, imagination, knowing, perception, and mental states. So that's the overarching theme of the card. And this card in particular, the key concepts of Wish Upon a Star are intentions based on your desires and aspirations, the act of consciously committing to a vision, sacrificing something of value, gambling on yourself, trusting that dreams can become reality, the importance of daydreams. Do you believe your dreams can become real, or do you shrug them off and chide yourself for being unrealistic? What if you could trust that the world around you holds promise you have not yet realized? Perhaps the point all along is not how something can happen, but the power of wishing and intending. We humans have multiple ways to ritualize owning a dream we want to see manifest in physical form. Think of a wishing well. You infuse a coin with your intention, turning into the feeling of having a particular experience. Tossing the coin into the well symbolizes the act of letting the how go, walking away and allowing the universe to do its part in the co-creative partnership. Another method is to wish upon a star. In doing so, you also look back to our origins, for we are made of stardust. Today, allow yourself to dream and play with different realities. Even if it seems impossible, if it calls you and feels good, why not choose it? Wish upon a star, then live as if your wish were already true. Know that those beautiful dreams you have been nurturing are in the process of becoming real. Don't forget that the act of wishing, dreaming, and intending is more important than figuring out the how. It shows the universe you're serious about playing the game of life and you trust the essence of the partnership. Remember, every dream you believe in and hope for is a call to a twinkling star. The answer will come, sometimes swiftly, sometimes slowly, but no wish is ever wasted.
That's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, I would say. I don't think I've ever pulled that one. I love it.
I do too. And it, you know, as human beings, we need to have things repeated to us in many, many different ways, I think, to when, and something finally hits us, it's like, and that's what I think that's about, the real truth when we start talking about imagining and stuff is that what we are doing every single day is creating reality. That we've bought into the idea that what's happening out around us does not have anything to do with us.
Mm-hmm.
That we are just, I don't know, victims of this reality or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it is the I am within mm-hmm. that's doing the creating, and it's creating whatever we're focusing on. So imagining, it's like going, I know even in the Bible it says be as a child, to where we don't imagine something and then automatically say, well, that couldn't happen. Mm-hmm. It's like getting back to the point where if you imagine and you focus and like the card said, forget about the how, mm-hmm. leave that alone, just focus on the outcome. That's how we're creating. And actually we were put down here to create love and peace and joy and abundance. But then we got wrapped up in other ideas, egoic.
Right.
Idea. The outer, not the inner. And the inner is where we carry the I am, mm-hmm. which is God in action. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's an amazing card. And, and I think with this last full moon and that we're going to have a realization of this. It isn't going to be, we're going to get a close look at things that have been withheld from us, maybe. We're going to get a good look at maybe it's going to be like the Tower card in the Tarot, to where our beliefs get shattered just a little bit, our illusions. We're we're going to see that, and hopefully what comes of this is that we see how powerful we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How totally powerful we are, because we are God.
I don't think I should talk.
Well, I think you should.
Well, that was wonderful. I think the same thing struck me too about, there's a child on the card, and you brought up what it says in the Bible, and when we wished upon a star, threw that coin in the fountain, blew out the birthday candles, whatever it was that we did, whatever ritual we did around that. And then we somehow lose that. Like you said, you wish for something. Oh, that you can't do that. That's foolish to do that. And it's interesting because just this morning I was reflecting upon how, our ego serves quite a purpose. It teaches us how to be in this world, because the ego is of this world, right? And
Okay.
our soul is the I am, is the Christ light, is God, is that, for me, that's what I call the soul. Some people call that spirit. For me, that's my soul, is the I am, is that godlike part of me. And it's a union between that and the ego. It's like this, for me, my ego led up until fairly recently, even though intellectually I understood about ego and soul, I didn't really put that into practice where my soul led me every day, most of the day, until very recently. And that's something I had to really practice. But it's what, for me, what happened was the marriage of the soul and the ego. So it kind of brings forth that magical child again. It's the coming together of this world and that inner world. It's not, and that was what I was thinking about this morning, was it's not black or white. It's not, I go from ego to this. It's a blending, and it's a balance, and it's a dance, and it's constant, constantly vibrating off each other, the ego and the soul. And we lost your video, but your beautiful picture's up, so we'll just keep going.
Okay. Yeah, keep going. I'm going to have to go plug my in someplace.
Okay, so
let's just keep going.
So yeah,
and I agree with that. I guess it's because we gave the ego so much free reign that
the nature of the ego. The nature of the ego is the ego is very curious, right? And about worldly things, and it wants to explore the world. And it's interesting, though. I believe that the ego is also very curious about the soul, and likes the light, the bright light, and wants to buddy up to the soul. But it's a matter of learning to differentiate the two and understand who you are, that individuation, that process of seeing yourself for who you really are, and allowing your soul and your ego to intertwine, and knowing when you're leading with one or the other. I think that's the magical child inside, with that wonder child, if you will,
Right. And that is so profound. It's taken me a while to wrap my mind around it, because I think I'm kind of mad at my ego right this moment.
Well, then your ego's mad at your ego.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And I the work I do is about parts of our ego. I don't think the ego is just one personality. I think we have multiple parts of our ego. For me, I have a certain ego that goes to work, or used to go to work out in the world, or a certain ego that goes to visit my family, a certain ego self, is here at home. Yeah. So when I'm mad at myself, it's a part of my ego fighting with another part of my ego, because my soul doesn't,
I got it.
my soul doesn't have that. My soul is just light and love. So while Joanne tries to come back, I'll just keep talking about some other things that I found interesting in Wish Upon a Star. Of course, I always love that, looking back to our origins, that we are all made of stardust. I think that's just incredibly beautiful. Don't forget that the act of wishing, dreaming, and intending is more important than figuring out the how and what the end point is, right? And we've talked about that before, where, our job is just to feel as if everything is as we want it to be, or it should be. I hate to use the word want because that denotes there's a lack. But so I would replace that with, everything we intend it to be, right? And I had an interesting conversation with a client yesterday with another card we pulled actually from this deck about sometimes the how and the end point, it isn't even manifested yet. And it's not until we actually step into that soul self and that, wow, wishing upon a star and living as if, then that energy, that vibration going out into the universe is what helps create the process of how it gets done or what that end point is. So I just love this. So I guess I would invite everybody that's listening to this to wish, to intend, to go out tonight and look up at the stars and talk to the universe, to throw a coin in a fountain if that's still something that's done around you, to put some ritual around it, gaze into a candle and do some very focused intention with ritual, not just in meditation. Meditation can be a ritual, but I'm encouraging and inviting all of you to take it another step, to do a physical action, because that's how we embody our intentions and really breathe that into our soul. And so I think that we're not going to ever get Joanne back today. If we do, I'll have her do an activation that I'll put on to the end of this recording.
Okay.
However,
All right. Time for an activation. Time to get really grounded here. So as you get comfortable and you take a nice deep breath, and we're going to ground deep, deep, deep into the crystalline heart of Mother Gaia. So see the roots coming from your feet and your tailbone down into the heart of Mother Gaia. And as that touches the heart of Mother Gaia, that crystalline energy shoots up through you, making you as a crystalline tree of life. And that light goes up, up, up into the cosmic heart of Mother Sophia. And she rains down the aqua diamond light. And it flows all the way down, back through you and back into Mother Gaia. So now you are totally, totally and completely balanced. Take another deep breath. See the light of the Christ that is radiating through you 24/7. See that go out further and further until it totally saturates Mother Earth and all her inhabitants. That is your gift. That is the gift that you give to the world, always. So take another deep breath and just get real comfortable. And we're going to remain who we are, but we're also going to wake up that little child within us. And we are going to imagine. We are going to dream big, 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 big. And we are going to dream totally of the outcome. we are not going to think about how this happens, because we have learned very well in the world that we live in that not everything's possible. And this is probably one of the biggest untruths that we've been led to believe. And we need to let go of that now. We need to totally release that information that we've taken at a cellular level. In fact, if you'll notice, you've got a bright white light coming down through your crown chakra, and it is rinsing from within every cell of your body that idea that not everything is possible. That is leaving your body, going down into Mother Gaia and being transmuted to more golden light. Yes, you have had a shower. You have had a truth shower just now. So now we can focus on truth. And the fact that what you can imagine can happen. No matter how big or far out you dream, you couldn't have that dream if it wasn't already manifest in the ethers. So take another deep breath. Feel the void, feel the room you have in your body for truth now. For truth and desire. And see right in front of you a screen. And on that screen, I want you to see your biggest dreams. Dream as big as you possibly can. It can be purple dinosaurs. It can be that are friendly, that want to give you rides. It can be diamonds and jewels. It can be homes. It can be lifestyles. It can be gardens. It can be anything and everything. There are no limits. That's the rest of the truth. There is no limit. We came here as pieces of God. We are not just God-like. We are God. We carry the Christ within us. We carry the I am within us. And when we say I am, we are putting our God in action. That's why it's very important to pay attention to your words. And right now, as you view this wonderful, wonderful dream you've got, you can say, I am this dream manifest in my life now. I am this dream manifest in my life now. I am this dream manifest in my life now. Take a deep breath. Revel in your new reality. Revel in this dream. And keep this dream close in your heart. Visit it every time you think about it. And then allow. Allow. This is the time we live in. This is part of our awakening. This is our truth. This is our power. Is allowing God to work through these bodies. Take another deep breath. Feel the extra space you have in your bodies. And this is done. This is done by the power of three, a perfect trinity. It is done. It is done. It is done.
And so it is.
Namaste.
Namaste.